week. This time, I have a very special episode. This one just really encapsulates why this game mode, compared to the old game modes, is superior. It's one of those situations, like this is something that you would not be able to see in the previous game mode. And this is a bit of an extreme example, but what I'm about to show you does happen on a smaller scale almost every game. But without further ado, let's take a look and see what's happening. As I said, this is a public game, 2 4-man parties on both sides. Let's see, we've got the French team on one side, as well as French team with a few Polish members as far as I can see. And we've got our Sun Tzu team, and we were mostly just, playing for fun. So, let's begin. So we're starting from second 30. Because, in pub games, the first few seconds, you're just trying to set up, trying to decide where you are going to go. That's what we're doing. We have got some units going from the north. My game is still in Chinese, so I apologize in case, you don't see what units they are. But you can clearly see their icons, you can clearly see the names, so it's not a big deal. We've got a lot of slingers, we've got First Blood. And the slingers are not really too big part of a meta right now, so that will put us a little bit at a disadvantage. As you can see, they barely did any damage after that volley. We've got a little spread over here, 2 stacked Triarii, and we're gonna see this video can also be used for why Germanicus Triarii needs to be nerfed. Got a few shots over here taken away from these glaives. We also have artillery helping us, shooting at the enemy repeaters. For some reason, the enemy decides to send 1 repeater against mine. Oh, would you look at that? The Way of the Wind, actually, its healing is so effective that, yeah, it pretty much resulted in allowing me to kill that almost entire unit and losing only 2 men. So we've got a bit of an exchange going on over here. Stacked spears combined with vengeance is a beautiful thing to behold. But these guys aren't even using vengeance. Right now they are being healed. The Zhuge Liang's heal is really something special. Now, fortunately, it does not bring back models that have been killed. Otherwise, that would have been really overpowered. So, we have pretty much a back and forth. We've got the French team pushing from Bravo to Echo. And we have managed to... we have an enemy who managed to push inside Delta. That was the biggest problem. But we managed to capture Charlie while it was being opened. And so we decided to make a push towards Alpha to secure our victory. Of course, Delta was being captured by our own guys. Arminius used his... deception ability, I don't remember the name of it, to sneak into Delta, which is very smart. I really love when people use that. This is one of the things that you will only see like in public games, because in competitive games all the players have been accounted for. This is really not something you will see commonly. We've got Fight in the Shade over here. I asked my chatter to just engage them briefly, so that he will be he will either have a very bad melee engagement or he'll be forced to lower his shields. He chose to keep his shields up. Oh, now he raised it, and I'm able to take a few pot shots here and there. So we're kind of pushing towards Alpha with the spears defending, but the Echo is completely overwhelmed. And as you can see, the red team is at a big advantage over here. Be it the composition, be it the strategy. I like the strategy of like aggressively pushing there and actively defending Alpha. And this strategy will definitely pay off later on. So they sent quite a few cavalry to Charlie to try to capture it as soon as it becomes open. These 3 slingers are, you know, just running around. And these 2 slingers are, you know, shooting left and right. We've got 1 disconnected person. Fortunately, AI decided to play aggressive, so they're at least contributing in some way. Oh, we've got cavalry coming into the north. Cavalry charges, and our Germanicus spears. Yes, Germanicus, the Romans now do have a spear unit in the form of a premium unit. In competitive matches, however, premium units are strictly banned. They're trying to break through this line to get into Alpha, and the enemy cavalry is just running around over here, just looking for a weakness in the defensive line. And looks like they have found it. Yeah, at this point I did not have my Sight of the Dragon on, and so the enemy managed to get in. This is one of the reasons why the Sight of the Dragon is such a good ability. Had I had managed to time it right, I would have been able to see what was going on. And so the units at Echo, they are kind of wasting time over here. They could have pushed towards Charlie, completely sealing us from victory. Instead, they're kind of pushing towards the base, which is not ideal. They're sort of defending at Echo, which is good. But let's speed things up a bit so that and see what was going on. So, you know, it's like a typical public game, nothing too extraordinary. We've got some good coordination for defending Alpha, but we managed to kind of dislodge the enemy. We've got Kiwi pushing and preventing enemy from coming in, and we managed to capture Alpha. So now the blue team is at least able to catch up a little bit, but the point difference is a little bit over 300. We've got our cavalry managed to get into the enemy ranged lines, but there's so many of them, that amount of cavalry is not able to survive. And there are very few infantry on both sides. I see only 3 players on the blue side, and 1, 2, 3, 4 players on the red side, which is, of course, you know, better. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, when you're in a public game, you do not get to pick. The unit compositions can be a little unbalanced, so to speak. So we have the archers exchanging fire, but we have a healing zone right over here, trying to do as much damage as possible. I don't know what these slingers are trying to do over here. I think they're trying to, you know, because the ground is kind of a concave, they're unable to shoot. So they're coming close, but they're getting shot at to death. And our cavalry comes in from the back and takes their revenge from the previous attack. So Alpha is being defended. Echo is currently being contested by well, one of our guys with a sword infantry, Liu Bei sword infantry, which is something we're still testing to see if this is something can work with the meta. Right now, my findings are inconclusive. I've played them a few times. But I kind of like it. I think it would work. I'm currently leaning towards yes. But with what unit is the question. And so our cavalry moves around and takes them down. The difference is starting to catch up, with the difference being mostly like 80 points? No, still like 100. From 300 to 100 is pretty good. So you see the game shifts from one side winning decisively to the other one being able to catch up, and so you're always left on your toes, making the game a lot more strategic and more of an endurance fight rather than just one fight winning all of it. Because in the old version, this would have been over. This would have been way over a long time ago. And of course, you know, the fact that there are these ranks and, you know, 2,000 versus 3,000 kills, making the late game swinging more towards in the favor of the person doing the kills. So there's still the aspect you don't want to just run in, commit suicide, and come back. That's something also that I was afraid of. But this difference in these chevrons is a very significant, especially in the later game. When this difference grows to become, like, every chevron difference is 10% in attack, defense, armor, every stat. So the red team is here. It looks like they've been overconfident, just confident sitting in the jungle and not doing much. Our units have been contesting Echo, preventing the team from getting points off of that. But the blue team has 3 points, while the red team has 2, so they should have been trying to contest Charlie, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're headed to Charlie. Our defenses are right there. Alpha is under control. We managed to repel the assault on Alpha. Now we are shifting towards Charlie. But in this map especially, you don't want to fully shift towards Charlie unless there's a huge attack, because you can very easily get attacked from the back. But of course we have division, so we know what is coming. So we are leaving a few units back in Alpha, and our skirmishers are shifting to in an area between Alpha and Charlie. Since it's a highly mountainous area, cavalry have a difficulty getting up there without being detected. And so it's kind of like an ideal location for the archers to be. I'd like to use archers and skirmishers interchangeably, but skirmishers is indeed the proper term because of the sheer diversity of units that are available in this game. We've got archers, we've got slingers, we've got crossbows, we've got repeater crossbows. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. And somehow it's kind of relatively balanced. Slingers are taking shots at the repeaters over here, but their damage is not much, so the Zhuge Liang's healing is able to counteract them. Got our cavalry. Oh, just one shot. See, this is why you never fire into a charging unit. You do more damage to your units than anything else. Oh, and we have the French team actually the red team managing to get into the base, attempting a base cap. They're trying to stop the point respawn, you know, from people teleporting back by contesting the healing point. But that is not going to be very effective. Which is one of the interesting things you can do. Like, you can either push for the point or go for the base cap and let it, you know, finish it quickly. Our own cavalry manages to arrive and able to slow down the capture. Right now it's around 40%. But a lot of our people managed to go back, but we still have enough defenses on Alpha. Charlie is undefended, but we still have defenses, people watching it. We are unable to contest Echo. So the main fight is taking place at the base. So in one game, we had fights over multiple points. We had people changing strategies, and we have an attempted base capture. Like, there's always something happening. Even during this time, we have the red team trying to assault Alpha, but failing miserably. Mostly thanks to our defending forces. I can see the cavalry managed to catch their skirmishers. And like, yes, you can see this cavalry fighting against this Germanicus spears, and of course, this is normally not a good engagement. But because they have hit them from the back, they're able to trade positively. And this also prevents them from setting up Testudo, letting our skirmishers shoot them, and thus preventing the base capture. And now, base capture is going backwards because we have 2 units in, and the base attack has been repelled. 6 units to 1, with this unit going down. The base capture is completely going to, it's completely recovering. And now, because we have repelled the attack on the base, we have enough forces to contest Echo. Now, the blue team, because of that high risk, high reward maneuver not resulting in a positive outcome for the red team. They're trying to recover from that, and the blue team now has the advantage with about 200, exactly 200 points advantage. So the battle has flipped. So this kind of comeback you will not see under normal circumstances. And so let's speed things up, see what's going on. We've got, you know, the team that was defending the base, now assaulting Echo. We've got the red team attacking Charlie. They were attacking Alpha. They are contesting both of those points. Oh, the red team's managed to take Charlie. And so now the red team also has the point advantage. Looks like the blue team is not doing very good on Echo. They do have the kills advantage, 6,000 versus 3,000. So they do have, as we can see, the blue team has the Chevron advantage. We've got rank 4, rank 3s, rank 3s, rank 2s, while the red team is mostly rank 1s and just one rank 2. So the units of the blue team are now strictly better compared to the red one, and we're gonna see that one play out. But, you know, the red team is not letting up. They're using their numbers here, their strategy a lot better. Like, even the ranks themselves, the stronger units themselves are not enough to win. And so, right now, the red team is making more points than the blue team. Like, if it was the old game method, yeah, the blue team would have won a long time ago. But now it's not just about kills, it's about area control, but the kills also matter. It's such a complex back and forth from now on. And now, oh, the red team has managed to capture Alpha. So looks like all that Chevron advantage I was talking about is gonna be for naught. Fortunately, Kuo comes in and prevents the Alpha from being captured. So yep, the red team managed to secure their Echo once again, and the blue team is forced to withdraw back to base because their only point is now Delta, and the red team is now making 6 points a second. Now, of course, the blue team has the point advantage, but not for a very long time. By the time they even reach to the battlefield, the red team will have more points. Let's speed it up and see what happens. The artillery keeps on shooting over here, but looks like the red team is moving towards dislodging them from that location, but the cavalry is not letting them do that. They are defended thanks to these glaives. But that cavalry's rank is so high, they could probably win that fight. But they do find another target and manage to almost completely wipe out these slingers in an instant. So we've got the blue team once again going for the point Echo and, you know, shooting to dislodge them. Skirmishers, these repeater crossbows are doing tremendous work over here because their armor penetration damage and just damage overall is so high. But unlike javelins, they also have a very high propensity for friendly fire, but that's something you can reduce just by, you know, practice. We've got the enemy repeater crossbows trying to stop the capture for Echo because they know battle is about to end, and if they can just stop the blue team from capturing more points, their team will win. Blue team for a second managed to challenge Charlie. Oh, just look at all these forces running around. Kuo is managing to control 3 units at once all over the battlefield and is now contesting Alpha. He sees these dog handlers on Alpha and charges them right in the face, wipes them, reducing their health by like 50% in a single charge. And they are routed of all things too, so that's pretty much in a single charge he managed to wipe them out. This would not have been possible had it not been for this rank advantage. And now the blue team is shifting from Echo to Charlie, and they have to capture it fast because the point difference is now 600. At this point, GGs pretty much start going down. You've got this unsuspecting repeater crossbow being wiped out in a single volley from these 3 repeater crossbows. These units don't have their shields up, and so they're gonna get punished for it. Right now, the blue team did not have the vision over here, so I had to use my Side of the Dragon to get some vision over there. Blue team shifts towards Bravo with some of their forces going to Charlie. At this point, what blue team needs is capturing every single, either capturing all of them or contesting all of them. Kuo here, being the complete badass that he is, look at this mess. He's got units over here, units at Alpha, contesting those points, and killing these archers over here. That's just insane. That's the benefit, like, that's how you play cavalry properly. Cavalry by itself plays so much different compared to the other units. And with skirmishers, you want to bunch them all up, but this allows you to have a much greater control. With cavalry, if you are something like Arminius cavalry, you will want to spread your units everywhere to seize those moments of opportunity with those undefended skirmisher units, because your one charge can wipe them all out. Now the blue team is managing to push back that Bravo, but the red team is using delay tactics to stop the blue team. But right now, the point difference, the red team is 100 points from winning, but we have seen the game turn multiple times. Like, this could have turned had the blue team had played a little bit differently. Like, this is one of those rare games where you see the game going back and forth, it being impossible to tell who is winning, and I think this is very important for watching, and this contributes greatly to the game. So as long as you approach it without your nostalgia glasses, and we have a pretty big wipeout of the repeater crossbows over here by the archers, but those archers are not going to stay there for long because the cavalry comes in and charges right in the middle of them. And now we have the red team pushing towards Delta. So GGs are going down. The red team is only 50 points away from winning, but we have seen the game shift and change so many times. And the blue team would need about 520 points versus 40. Blue team is now swinging it, but you know, eventually these delay tactics at the very beginning of the game, I hope you realize that these delay tactics at the beginning of the game, that they have bought a few precious seconds with contesting, like over here, manages to keep the advantage in the red team's favor. So with the red team gaining 1 point a second and the blue team 3 points, it might not be enough. Or is it? Now, with the Alpha being contested, with the rest of the points being captured, red team is not earning any points. They're only 10 points from victory. If Alpha, for some reason, stops being contested, the red team will win within 10 seconds. The blue team only needs to hold for just a few more seconds, maybe up to a minute, but there's now a tremendous force coming in to stop Alpha from being captured. And now they are engaged. Kuo only needs to buy just a few seconds for the blue team to be able to win. The rest of the blue team has stopped the contesting at Delta, buying enough time, letting the blue team capture 6 points a second. Now they're catching up. 60 points. 50. 40. 30. They have caught up. And the blue team snatches victory from the jaws of defeat. And this is why this game mode is so much better.